Hello and welcome to my channel. My name's Shell and on this channel I'm documenting my weight loss journey at the moment using the BeeWeighed online method. This is a group that have set up in the northwest of England, and I think they have 5 or 6 groups that you can go to physically, but I do the Zoom meeting. So no matter where you are in the world, as long as you can make a Zoom meeting, then you can go to the BeeWeighed group. This is my 6th weigh-in now, and I've really enjoyed doing this plan. I really enjoy the meetings, and I'm feeling that I'm really getting into a groove with it now. We had our meeting this morning and we were discussing the main macronutrients. So we talked about what good they did us and which ones to eat and how to incorporate them into our diets. And we also talked a lot today about Christmas, because a lot of people this week are starting with their Christmas celebrations. Mine don't start for another 10 days yet, but some people are already going for Christmas dinners and days out. So actually a lot of people are going to markets, Christmas markets. That was the main problem today that we were talking about. I've never been to a Christmas market, but apparently they have lots of food stalls there, things to eat, things to take away, and the smell of the food is supposed to be really nice. So a lot of them were going to I think it was one in Altrincham and Manchester. They were going to the markets there, and they said they were absolutely fabulous, but hard to avoid the food. The plan I'm finding is going really well, so I thought I'd tell you how I do the plan now that I've got settled into it, and the routine that I'm following with it, in case you were thinking of trying it yourself so you'd know what it involves. I'm allowed 1100 calories a day plus 2 fruits and any amount of free vegetables, and I'm also allowed 700 calories sort of spare a week, which I can spend all in one go on one thing. I'll spread them out 100 calories a day, however I want to do it. So that's how the plan works. Personally, I've recently given up fizzy drinks, and I'm on my 3rd week now, and the first couple of weeks I found really hard, but now I'm used to it. I've managed to get away from it. The habit is kind of fading away now, and I'm quite happy with the water that I'm having. I also got rid of my hot chocolates that I was having 2 or 3 a day, which amounted to about 150 calories between 3 of them, and I'm used to not having those now. My mind's not turning to them in the afternoon, in the morning when I was having them. For the first couple of weeks I was thinking about them all the time, but now I'm away from that, and it's nice to have that extra 150 calories to spend on other things, treats at night or food in the day, and I feel so much better for having given up those 2 things. It really has made a huge difference. Now I'm on the 3rd week. The first 2 weeks I wouldn't say I was happy to do it, but after that now it's become a habit not to have them, and I'm not thinking about them all the time. It's a fairly quick habit to break, I think. Some other habits I think are harder, but I've found that it's been fairly quick to get away from them. So in the morning I wake up, I usually get up around about 7, I have a coffee then, and I usually have a date, a nice big fat juicy date, and I find that keeps me going for a good 2 or 3 hours. Round about 10 o'clock I usually have another coffee, and I often then have a biscuit or just some small treats. Recently I've been having these, which I've only found recently. I didn't even know that they existed. These are Ryvita. I'm not sure exactly the exact name of them, but they're fruit and nut. So they are like Ryvitas, but they've got lots of fruit and nut in them, and they are absolutely delicious. You don't even need anything on them. You can just eat them as they are, because the fruit is moist enough to make them just nice on their own, and they've got lovely bits of nut in them. I can't remember how many calories are in them, but I'm pretty sure, although don't hold me to it, I'm pretty sure that you can have a few of them as a healthy extra on Slimming World. I'm fairly sure about that, but I don't know how many. You'd have to look into them, but they're well worth having, partly because you don't need to spread anything on them. They're lovely. So that's the kind of thing I have around about 10 o'clock. Then getting on to dinner time. For my dinner I usually have maybe a bun with you know, some hummus on or some vegan ham on, anything on a bun or a wrap, or we often have crumpets or you know, something of that kind of variety. But wraps seem to be the thing at the minute, with lots of salad in. Also like pita bread, fill it full of salad. I'm quite into a pita bread filled with carrot and apple at the minute, grated carrot and apple. Anything, you know, anything of that sort of size. Sometimes we have soup. Last week I made leek and potato soup, a great big pan of it, and we were eating that for a good few days. I think we had that for 3 or 4 days on a row, and it was lovely, lots of pepper in it. So something like that for dinner. Sometimes I have a little snack around about 3 o'clock. I might have an apple or something like that around about 3 o'clock, but often I don't feel I need anything in the afternoon, so we go through till tea time. And then tea time is usually, it might be something like rice or pasta or potatoes with vegetables, often in a sauce like a curry or a chilli, or just spicy vegetables, sweet and sour, but it's usually a lot of vegetables with some kind of protein. It might be tofu or beans, something like that, and usually a piece of bread on the side. And then by that time I'm on the decaf coffees, so I have black decaf coffees most of the day in the afternoon, and then a treat at night time, and that depends on what I've had in the day as to what kind of treat I have. Often I have a small glass of wine. I'll have chocolate or biscuits, cakes, anything that's just whatever I feel like, something really nice, usually for the tune of about 150 calories, maybe 200 calories at the most. Recently I've been having these. Andy said there's not much to see on this packet, but these are from Sainsbury's, and they're called a Waddle of penguins. And they're little caramel penguins. There's 5, I think you get 5 or 6 in a box, little caramel penguins, and they're so nice. They're really tasty, and they're fun to eat. They are only 51 calories each, and I think on Slimming World they're 2.5 sins. I can still look this up at the minute because my online is still working. I don't know how long after you stop going to Slimming World your online stops, but mine still seems to be working at the minute, so I looked these up today. These penguins are really cute, and they're just enough for a nice treat. I mean, you could even have 2 or 3 of them if you wanted, but I find one's enough really. Other things I might have some peanuts, like peanuts. I like those rice crackers, little spicy rice crackers. So something like that, and that's how my day is. Pretty much every day that's how it's ordered, and I find it's plenty of food, and I really like not having things too far apart, so it's only a few hours between eating one thing and another. I seem to have gone more for smaller things regularly than big meals now. But the other thing I wanted to say about today is that, before that, and with this week the way it's gone, I've lost £1. That's another £1. So I'm very pleased with that. And I was thinking today about the weight loss journey, the way it's gone for me. And I've lost £6 in the 6 weeks that I've been at BeeWeighed. It would have been more than that if I hadn't had a little disaster in the middle and put £3 on. I think really if I hadn't have done that I would have lost £10 by now, but there's no point in crying over spilt milk, as my mum would say. £6 is an average of £1 a week, and I'm very pleased with that, so that's really good. Since the beginning of the year I've lost 1 stone 3. So that's a combination, well, not since the beginning of the year, that's really since April, I think it was, I went back to Slimming World. So with the combine I've lost 1 stone 3, and since my heaviest, which was in 2020, when I started doing the videos in 2020, I've lost 3 stone 3. So it's, you know, it's generally going down, year on year it's going down all the time. So I am happy with that. I was a lot lighter, well not a lot lighter, I did get down to 9 stone 8 at one point, so I'm a bit heavier than I would like to be, and I would like to get down to 9.5 stone with BeeWeighed, and I'm hoping to do that in the new year. So the things I've got here to show you now as things that I absolutely love and would like to recommend, and hope you won't be frightened of them. These are called Spice Tailor, You can buy them in any supermarket. I think all the supermarkets have them. Some have different varieties. And I'll show you the packet. This one is Gone, I think it's just called Gone Curry or Gone something curry. And as you can see, if I open it up, so look, take the paper, it's got a cardboard wrapping around it to take that off. Then inside it's got 3 packets. It's got that one which at the front, which is your dry spices. It's usually got a long chilli in it, and it's got cardamom pods, all that kind of stuff in. Underneath that there's a smaller sachet which has got, usually like it's got your garlic and ginger and your base spices in, which is a liquid. And then the big one at the back is sauce. So all of them, I mean, I don't know what the instructions are really for all of them, but I tend to just put all my veg in a pan with this, the dry spices, and then fry them up. Then put the next one in, which is your ginger and all that, fry that for a bit, and then when the veg is all fried, I put the big packet in and whatever else we're having with it, usually beans or tofu. And this Gone curry is quite hot and it's lovely. Now it is around about 600 calories for the whole packet, and I think this one is 28 sins. And I know normally when you hear that you think, oh my god, that sounds like such a lot, but you get 4 good meals out of this. So you're looking at 150 calories or about 7 sins, and I promise you it tastes just like what you get when you get a takeaway. I know the other things that you have, that we do for Slimming World Weight Watchers, calorie counting, you do, the Mayflower curries and all these other ones, but they taste like diet curries, to be fair. They're nice, they're lovely, but they taste like diet curries. These taste like absolutely authentic that you would get from an Indian takeaway. So if you're Friday night, then you're thinking, I don't really want a diet thing, I want a takeaway. If you get one of these, you will think that you are having a takeaway. They are that good. I didn't realise till last week, they're actually made by a chef called Anja Anand, and I've got quite a few of her cookbooks, and I didn't realise that her name was, I'm sure she didn't cook them herself, but I didn't realise that her name was behind this make, so I'm going to have a look at her cookbook now and see what they're like. So that's that one. The other one that we like, which I thought would be a lot more sins and calories, is this one, which is satay, and it is one of the best satays. We have a thing about satay in our family because we used to live in Singapore where we used to have satay before I can remember, and so our family is always on a quest to find authentic satays, and this one is, I think, about as authentic as I've tasted. It's so peanutty and thick, and it's actually only 27 sins. It's still around about the 600 calories, but it's only 27 sins. I thought it would be a lot more because it is so indulgent. It really is gorgeous. And again, if you were to split that up into 4 meals, which you can do, it's again only about 7 sins, and it's well worth it. They're absolutely delicious, and you won't feel like you're on any sort of diet having these. They're just gorgeous. And of course, all the things you put in it can be free foods. Your vegetables, if you wanted to put whatever meat you wanted to put in it that was free, or if you want to put beans in it, tofu, they're all free. So all you've got calorie wise and sin wise is what's in these packets. Now this one is jalfrezi. I haven't made this one yet. We're having this, I'm going to go straight from here and make this one for tea tonight. Again, they've all got the 3 packets the same. This one is only 24 sins. And it's only about 510 calories, I think. So we like hot curries, but they do, I think they must do about 30 different ones. So whatever you want, they do mild coconut curries, and they're all about the same sins and calories. I don't think there's any more than about 28. I think they're all under that. Some are less, but they do any kind of curry, Thai dishes, the Chinese, lots of Chinese dishes, and they are all, I haven't had one that I've been disappointed in. There's another make that's very similar. They look the same, in the same packets, and they look exactly the same, but they're called Street Kitchen, and they're not as good. They're nowhere near as good. They don't taste authentic. But these Spice Tailor ones, they are all just fabulous. They really are. And the last one here, which I haven't tried either, this one is a lentil dal. It's much heavier than the others because it's supposed to be an entire meal. I'm not sure if you're supposed to share it or just have it. I would eat that myself. I don't know whether it says on it you're supposed to share it or not. But this is only 400 calories, I think, and it was 6.5 sins. Only 6.5 sins. And I am betting that this is going to be lovely. It's still the same. It's got your packet of dry stuff, then one sachet of which I presume is going to be like your ginger and garlic and whatnot, and then the packet at the back in this one has got everything in that you need. You don't have to add anything to this. It's got all the lentils, veg, sauce and the whole lot, so all you do is fry up your spices, add in your 2 sauces, and you're good to go. And I am betting that for 6.5 sins this is going to be absolutely fabulous. They do a chickpea one as well that's all in one, which I haven't tried yet. I want to make it my mission to go through and try them all because they're all so lovely. So I hope I've persuaded somebody to try these Spice Tailors. They are absolutely authentic, gorgeous, indulgent, thick, creamy, satisfying, lovely pouches. So we eat quite a lot of these. We usually have a curry once a week and probably a satay once a week, so we do eat quite a lot of these. And I've tried the butter chicken. I've tried Catalan curry, I think it was. There's so many of them. Have a look in your supermarket. So I think that's all I've got to tell you today. I'm hoping that it's going to warm up a bit in the next week. It's been very cold here. That's why I probably don't look like I've lost a pound this week. I probably look like I've put about 10 on because I've got my great big thick new furry jacket on. It's actually so thick that it's got a tog value. That's how warm it is. We don't like to have a lot of heat on. We're very much, extra layers people. So I'm keeping warm with a nice big furry jacket on, but it doesn't make me look any slimmer, I'm afraid. So I hope everyone's had a good week. Let me know in the comments below how you've done, how you're gearing up for Christmas, if you're looking forward to it. And I will see you next week. Hopefully you'll see a lot less of me, and I look forward to seeing you again. Take care. Bye.